The Ashes, a rivalry so old, so intense, it feels less like a cricket series and more like a war told over generations. It all began in 1877 when England and Australia met for their very first test match. But the moment that truly ignited this rivalry came a few years later, in 1882. Picture this: the Oval, packed, England unbeatable at home, Australia the underdogs. And then the shock. Australia defeats England on English soil for the very first time in history. Silence, disbelief, embarrassment across an entire nation. The next morning, a British newspaper printed a mock obituary that changed everything. English cricket has died. The body will be cremated and the ashes taken to Australia. It was meant as a joke, but it became destiny. England's captain, Eva Bligh, took those words personally. He promised he would go to Australia and regain those ashes. And during that tour, he was handed a tiny little urn. No one knew then that this fragile 11 centimeter object would become the sacred symbol of cricket's greatest rivalry. That original urn still sits safely at Lord's, untouched, unlifted. Teams celebrate with a replica because the real one is more than a trophy. It's a piece of history. Ever since, every 2 years, England and Australia enter a battlefield of 5 test matches, producing moments that defined legends. Bradman's genius, Bond's ball of the century, Wadham's miracle, Stokes' heading. Moments that turned players into immortals. And to think all of this began with a shocking defeat, a sarcastic newspaper line, and a tiny urn that carries the spirit of a rivalry more than a century old. This is the Ashes.